How you doing, YouTube? Matt Massa Beer Reviews, back with yet another review. A little bit of lactose sour hopeful goodness from Southern Swells in the form of their sliced key lime pie. I believe this is the third slice I'm doing. All courtesy of Carson. Thank you very much, brother. He sent off, it might be the fourth. I think they did like a blueberry, maybe like a raspberry. I did a sherbet one. And this is the newest one. Yeah, he sent me off a box of beer not too long ago. And I'm pumped. I'll try it. Because lime and lactose, it could work. But it can go definitely sideways. So kind of curious to see where this one lands. It's a 6%, what I assume is a kettle sour. Key lime sour ale with lactose. I don't believe they go in to tell you exactly what's in the beer. They're doing the whole key lime pie thing in this mixed culture sour. So it's a mixed culture, but that could also be, still like a kettle sour, really. And re-fermented on key lime. So there's actual real limes in there. Label-wise, it's cool. Oh, man, I'm getting like a sulfury thing from a distance. It's pretty much their MO when it comes to their labeling for these slices. Just coloration and lettering. I mean, that's relatively clear. A little bit of dirty glass mafia on the side there. But, I mean, the grand scheme of things is pretty clear. Just a little soft haze to her. Almost 2 fingers of a crumbly head on her. Let's see if we got a nose. I mean, I definitely get a little bit of sulfur vibes off of this. It's not nearly as big as I thought from a distance, but that could have just been like the beer blowing off there. So a little bit of sulfur on top of a soft, acidic, slightly kind of tart kind of sour. Nothing too crazy. I'm not really getting as much, if any, of that lactose in there, at least on the nose. And as far as the limes go, I'm getting a lime vibe, but the lime vibe is very much what like a soft sour vibe kind of comes off to me, that little bit of soft acidity. So I'm not going to sit here and say it's limes, but it could be a little bit of kind of like a power of suggestion from the beer, if you will. Let's dive in. Cheers. Oh, it's tart. Oh, I didn't think I'd get that tart. I think I said that about the last one I did, but this one even got further past that. Man, that's tart. For me, I think a lot of people will be like, oh, that's really pleasantly tart, but tartness hits me a certain way. It hit me just right. Just want to pull those cheeks back, and that's what this one's doing here. There's that little bit of graininess, a little bit of kind of like, not even cereal grain, like straight up like malt graininess in there. Like it was almost like a non kind of boiled, kind of steeped kind of graininess in there. I'm not going to say I hate it. Almost like grape nuts kind of graininess in there. The limes are there, but they're nothing too explosive, nothing too aggressive. It's more of like a tart, acidic, kind of citrusy thing that leans kind of limey, more than limes in your face. The lactose is probably the weirdest part of this beer in that it's definitely, without a doubt, there, but it's having a really hard time showing its head through all the bits and pieces of this. So that big, tart, acidic portion of the show, in combination with the graininess, it's trying to power through those things. And it does add a little element of sweetness that's a little bit more softer, more confectionery, while adding a little bit of like softness in the mouthfeel too. But it doesn't come out like an overtly lactosey beer. I kind of dig it that way, to be perfectly honest with you. Yeah, tart from each sip. It retains that impact of that tartness, but it gets a little bit more, ease into it a little bit more. So while it's still impactful, it's not nearly as aggressive as the first sip. So I like that kind of transition. It's like the reverse of sipping on like a beer while it's warming up. You know what I mean? You sip on it, it's not as impactful, and eventually gets more and more impactful along the way. This is kind of like Chili's in a beer, where it's big tartness up front, and then it slowly kind of softens a little bit over time. I think it's fun. Does it taste like key lime pie? Not in any stretch of the imagination. Does it have kind of verging on the edges of key lime pie? Sure. But here's the thing. It's a fun beer. It's a tasty beer. But the two smallest components here are the key limes and that lactose, and those are the things you really need to have that pie portion of the show come through. But is it a really fun, well done mixed culture? We'll go with what they're put on there. Lime beer. I think it's pretty fun stuff. Let's talk about it. Is it one of the better kettle sours or mixed culture beers? I keep saying kettle sour. Let's go mixed culture. Mixed cultures that I've had as of late. I mean, it's worthy of being in a conversation, but it's not towards the top. There's some that do a little bit better for me, some a little bit more traditional. Let's put it this way. I think, like I said, 3 or 4 slices in now, this might be my least favorite of the bunch, close to that sherbet. But it's not necessarily that this is a bad beer. The other ones are quite a bit more my speed, if you will. So it's more those other ones doing me more proper than this one, rather than this one not being a good beer. Value and availability, I don't know. Carson, let me know what's what, and leave you with, he said before, I just forget. And leave you with, if you like what we like this. If you like key lime pie, if you like lime-based beers, if you like mixed culture beers, aggressive beers that are relatively low in ABV, 6%, that start kind of perceptionally aggressive, but get a little bit easier along the way. This beer, boy. So there you go. Another review in the books. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Down there, if you want to talk about it, Massive Beers. If you want to check me out doing the social media stuff, Beer Massive. Want to check me out doing the whole podcasting thing, and hopefully you guys enjoyed the review. Hopefully you're enjoying a nice little jammer right now, and hopefully see you next time. Cheers.